Are you struggling with skin rashes that just won't go away? Or maybe they do go away only to return at the most inopportune time. In this video, I'll share the secrets behind what's really happening with your skin. I'll explore the different types of skin conditions and how they relate to your overall health. There are simple, natural remedies that can help without causing unwanted side effects. And if you're new here, I'm Dr. Gayla Gorman, a licensed acupuncturist, naturopath, and author of What's Your Kryptonite? On this channel, I'm here to help you reverse the effects of chronic stress so that you can cruise through midlife and beyond symptom-free, so that you can put an end to common midlife symptoms like chronic fatigue, insomnia, mood swings, issues with gut health, and even weight gain. So I promised that I was going to talk to you about the different types of skin conditions so that you have a better understanding of what's really going on. So I divide these skin conditions into three categories essentially. There's systemic, topical, and acute. So it's really important that you understand the difference because the way you treat the skin condition is going to depend in great part on what the problem is that's actually going on. So we're really going to differentiate between whether this is a new situation or a recurring situation. If you've been having a skin reaction for years and it comes and goes and you've had a doctor evaluate and you've got a diagnosis, then obviously that's a recurring situation. I will say that sometimes a new skin condition will become a recurring skin condition. So that recurring skin condition had to be new at some point. It's really important to recognize that if you've got something new going on that is really suspect, you want to have a doctor evaluate that and make sure you know what it really is. And then once you know what it really is, and we've got that sort of identified, then we need to get to the root cause. Because just because we know what it is, that's not the root cause. That's just a label, and that helps the doctor decide how they're going to treat it. But that's not necessarily how you want to treat it if you want to treat it naturally. I'll just give you an example. We use what's known as TENS pads. They're these little adhesive pads that I can deliver microcurrent with. Many times the TENS pads have been used on a patient for a really long time, months, years even potentially, and then all of a sudden something that's going on with them in their body and their current condition will then have a reaction to the adhesive or something about way that the microcurrent is delivered. So don't just assume that because it's never happened. Like I said, every recurring skin condition was new at one point. An acute skin condition can be thought of as something like poison ivy. If you are really allergic to poison ivy and you come into contact with it, my husband is really allergic to poison ivy, so we know what that looks like, and he might not even really realize that he got into it, and then he'll see the reaction and know that that's what's going on. And it takes a while for that poison, for your body to be able to clear that poison out of your system. This is similar to hives. Hives will typically be an allergic reaction to something, not necessarily poison ivy, but the process is kind of similar. I will say that one of the ways people often sort of miss this as a skin condition, when you have the equivalent going on in your digestive tract. So your digestive tract is actually skin inside your body. So if you are feeling your airways restricted, if when you're eating you're finding that your esophagus feels like it's kind of swollen, that is a clear sign of an allergic reaction to something that you're eating. Sometimes that will even happen in your mouth. Your mouth is where digestion starts. So if you find that the inside of your mouth is irritated after eating, then you clearly ate something that really did not agree with you. So next, let's talk about systemic immune system reaction. So most people would probably think of this as eczema, and that is eczema and psoriasis. Those are definitely skin conditions that are related to the immune system, but just know that stress takes the immune system offline. In many cases, these skin conditions are related to stress, but stress is not just the stress that we commonly think about. When you're ingesting toxins or anything that your body sees as a toxic substance, then it causes internal stress that'll take your immune system offline and then causes these situations that are kind of referred to as immune system dysregulation, but actually it's your immune system doing what it's designed to do. It's not doing anything wrong. You need to take it seriously and work to eliminate these toxins that are creating a problem for. And I will say that 80+% tends to be related to food. And so if you're finding that you're having skin reactions or even some sort of immune system dysregulation that's causing a skin condition, this is a clear sign that you need to seriously clean up your diet. And so I just really encourage you to take this seriously, because these kinds of signs, if you're suppressing symptoms, using some kind of cream, that sort of thing, then you're just allowing these toxins to accumulate in your body. As I mentioned, food sensitivities create internal stress, and the body reacts in the same way it would if a lion was chasing you. This is just an example of one of the countless ways stress creates symptoms and other health issues, especially during midlife. I created a video that shows you how to eliminate these symptoms naturally, so I'll make sure to link to it below this video, but make sure you hit subscribe too, because I share a lot of tips when it comes to dealing with stress that's become toxic. Relieving the nasty symptoms stress creates makes cruising through midlife a breeze. So the last type of skin condition that we're going to talk about here in this video is topical. And I will just say that any skin condition is rarely just topical. If you're seeing something happen with your skin, just know that your skin is the largest organ in your body, and that anything that's happening with your skin is typically a sign that your body is trying to purge something. It's trying to deal with some type of toxicity, and the skin is the way out, essentially, that your body came to the conclusion of. You can use a topical remedy. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but just know that you don't want to be using a topical remedy and ignoring the fact that there was probably some toxic buildup that created the problem in the first place. So, for example, let's just imagine that you came into contact with a toxic chemical, right? So if you came into contact with a toxic chemical, and let's just say that it created a problem on your skin, that toxic chemical went into your body as well. It's probably creating other issues that you may find you have a delayed reaction to. So just know that the skin is a really clear messenger for us, and you want to really take good care of it and take it seriously whenever you see signs that you've got some sort of toxicity that's creating a problem. So tea tree oil is my go-to for a topical, all-natural remedy when I've got anything going on with the skin. In this article, it talks about tea tree oil being a broad spectrum antimicrobial. So this helps fight against bacteria, viral, fungal, even protozoa, which is essentially parasites. So tea tree oil can help to give the skin a little extra help fighting off the pathogens, and it can even help with mucosa, so in other sort of skin that we tend to think of on the inside, essentially. You really don't want to ingest tea tree oil unless you kind of know what you're doing, but you can use it topically without an issue. Some people are really sensitive to it, and you may need to dilute it with some sort of high quality carrier oil. Even something like castor oil or something like that might help you to get your skin sort of acclimated to it. I will tell you that I use a combination of tea tree oil and lavender oil regularly for just about any situation I've got going on. Of course, I always make sure that I know what the root cause is, or, I have a really mindful approach where I'm not just masking a symptom and allowing the problem to build up. Several studies have suggested that you can also use tea tree oil for acne vulgaris, dermatitis, even gingivitis. It also accelerates wound healing and really can exhibit anti-skin cancer activity as well. So just know that tea tree oil is one of those things you probably want to make sure you have in your home apothecary. Again, as I mentioned, we will primarily use it for external purposes. You can use it sparingly, internal. Example, like if you've got something just in your mouth or in your nostrils, that sort of thing, that mucosa would probably respond to it pretty well. So tea tree oil is a no-brainer. It's really easy to use it and that shouldn't have much of a reaction. But my other secret weapon is food grade hydrogen peroxide. And I will just tell you that this stuff is brilliant. You need to get high quality food grade hydrogen peroxide, and you will dilute it with distilled water to about 3%. So when you buy it, it'll tell you what strength it is essentially, and you'll need to dilute it accordingly. I use this as a mouthwash. I use it closer to full strength when I'm going after some little something that I want to address. The thing with hydrogen peroxide is that things will look worse before they look better. If I'm trying to work on a little spot on my skin of something, maybe something like a wart that's growing or something like that, you will have to work on that and really keep working on it until you get down to kind of the root of it. And in the process, you'll find that you basically are creating a little almost open wound. So if you went to a medical doctor, they would cut it out and probably, maybe even stitch it. And so, if it's a big spot, you definitely wouldn't want to try this with a big spot. But if it's just a little something, I use food grade hydrogen peroxide really regularly, and I find that it's just one of those things that's just great to have on hand. I buy it by the gallon jug and I use it in the bath water. I use it as a mouthwash, and again, I've always got it handy to use for any kind of little skin condition that I want to just deal with topically. So make sure you have food grade hydrogen peroxide and tea tree oil and even lavender oil. And then you want to make sure that you are using really high quality brand and that you know what you're putting on your skin and in your body. So if your best efforts to live a healthy lifestyle and to all the things you've been led to think are supposed to work aren't getting the job done, you may even be feeling like you take 2 steps forward and 3 back. In my next video, I'll show you how to manage the toxic stress that's sabotaging your efforts. You can eliminate the symptoms that seem to be piling up in midlife naturally without medication, crazy diets, intense exercise, or any other unsustainable lifestyle hack.